press review. Florence is back. Now, a lot of focus, of course, Florence, this morning on what happened in Ottawa on Wednesday.
That's right. Canadian papers are still reeling as details of the shooting on Parliament Hill continue to come in. One detail that's getting a lot of attention in the Canadian press is the fact that the Prime Minister, Stephen Harper, he spent about 15 minutes hidden in a closet, the size of a cubbyhole, says the Globe and Mail here. And also in this article, you can read that after hearing gunshots, members of Parliament fashioned deadly spears out of flagpoles and were ready to attack. In fact, one of the MPs says that he's going to keep that flagpole as a souvenir. This is a cartoon in the Globe and Mail where you can see Parliament trying to get back to normal, but it's just not going to be the same. You can see here how heavily guarded the Parliament now has become.
Lots of tributes as well to the heroes of the day.
That's right. In its editorial, the Globe and Mail pays tribute to Kevin Vickers, the Surgeon-at-Arms at the House of Commons, who is credited with shooting and killing the shooter. A true hero, says the Globe and Mail in their editorial. Who knows how many lives he saved? He richly deserves that standing ovation he received yesterday. The Ottawa Citizen pays tribute to another hero of the day. This is a lawyer named Barbara Winters. Now, she rushed towards the gunshots when she heard them instead of running to her safety. And she and others tried to resuscitate Corporal Nathan Cirello, the soldier who ended up dying. You can see a quote here. She spoke to him as he was dying, and one of the things she told him was, "You are so loved." It's a really moving article if you are interested in reading about it in the Ottawa Citizen.
Lots of details, of course, as well, Florence, on the man responsible, Michael Zeaf Bibo.
That's right. Lots of details are starting to trickle in. The National Post, says that his life paints a picture of a man troubled by drugs and crime. That photo that you can see here is actually from his yearbook, and his high school yearbook from the year 2000 spoke of great things ahead for him. For instance, the National Post quotes one guy saying, "Mike is a sociable and intelligent guy. He will go far in life." But the National Post tells us that instead his adult life was filled with homelessness, petty crime, drug addiction, and eventually radical Islam. Now, his parents have issued a statement with the Associated Press. You can read about it here in the Sun, the Ottawa Sun. And they apologize for the pain, fright, and chaos he created. The photo you can see there is his mother, Susan Bibo. Now, in this statement, she says, "I'm mad at our son. I don't understand, and part of me wants to hate him. If I'm crying, it's for the people killed and injured, not for my son."
The media in Canada has also been drawing praise for its coverage of the shooting, Florence.
That's right. It's been drawing praise, especially from the American press. Let's take a look at an article in Mother Jones, so an American magazine. It pays tribute to the Canadian Broadcasting Corporation. It gave a masterclass in calm, careful, and credible breaking news. And this article especially praises the anchor, Peter Mansbridge. Now, as this news of the shooting was coming in, it was very similar to other shootings that happened around the world. In the United States, there was lots of sketchy details, conflicting reports, basically a thick fog of confusion. Mother Jones says all that was familiar. What was less familiar, however, is how Mansbridge and his team managed to report about the confusion in a very calm and non-panicked way. They didn't give in to false rumors. And this article and many other articles are saying that the U.S. media should take a page from Canada's book.
From Canada's book. Now, we're going to look at the U.S. media now, and lots of focus, of course, on New York's first diagnosed case of Ebola.
That's right. Not too much panic yet, but as you can imagine, it probably will go into panic later. The New York Times is just reporting about the facts so far. So Craig Spencer, that doctor, recently returned from Guinea. He tested positive with Ebola yesterday. The Daily Beast reports that this case in New York will actually hurt infected patients everywhere. Why is that? Well, it's because this doctor in particular, Craig Spencer, he wanted to inspire other doctors to go and fight the outbreak in West Africa. And this article says that instead, while other doctors might be scared away instead of encouraged to go and do that.
By what's happened to him, of course. Now, on a lighter note, Florence, there is praise this morning for the White House's guard dogs.
That's right. Their names are Hurricane and Jordan, and they're one of the Secret Service's most effective weapon, according to the Washington Post. Wednesday night, they're two members of the Secret Service's K-9 unit, and they stopped a fence jumper from getting into the White House. They were injured in the line of action. Jordan took a kick to his snout. Hurricane was slammed to the ground and repeatedly punched. Now, both of them have been to the vet and they have been cleared for duty. The Washington Post, well, pays tribute to these very good dogs. They say that they've lifted the spirits of the Secret Service, which of course has been a string of embarrassing incidents. So very good dogs.
The dog's doing slightly better than many of the others at the American Secret Service these days. Thank you very much indeed for a look there at what is making headlines in the international press this morning. It's 27 minutes past 9. In just a moment, the headlines, and then we'll be heading to Ukraine for Focus today, where the elections are to be held on Sunday. Our team has been to meet the people trying to organise Sunday's vote, even as shells fly overhead in the east of the country and pro-Russian separatists simply refuse to take part. That's coming up.